1 week season.
OWS fam, the nation, my dudes and dudettes. Welcome back to a very special edition of Industry Experts with a guy that I used to work with back in the day of the 33rd season and one of the best collegiate analysts that I know, particularly speaking to wide receivers. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to jam some rookie wide receivers, throw in a little sprinkle of quarterback. We'll see where the discussion takes us. But without further ado, I reintroduce to you Mr. Jordan Vanek. How we doing today, dude?
Doing good, Hilow. Appreciate you having me on. It was quite some time ago that we were having some weekly discussions and some
Yeah.
fun temperature debates, some different things. You're now in some hotter climate now, or not hotter, I guess.
Humidor. Humidor.
You need some humidifiers over there. So,
Right.
but yeah, no, appreciate you having me on. I'm excited to get the NFL season going, man. We're just a few weeks out. We got some preseason action for everybody to overreact to every one clip. Excited to see it.
Can't wait, dude. This is one of the funnest times of the NFL season where we start just getting people going absolute bonkers over the simplest things. My favorite are like the one-on-one drill videos where it's like, yeah, we expect him to win this. And then you're writing or doing some work for NFL and college football, mostly primarily with Roto Grinders. Is that true?
Yes. Roto Grinders is where most of my content, I think. I'll be on the 11 a.m. show with Neil and Eric. I forgot Spike Week. I think I've never met him, but I'm excited to do the show with both of them. And then college football, I'll be back with Tuttle and Head Chopper. And this year in college football, like the way I ended last year, I hope I can keep that magic to this season. If it wasn't for Tyler Warren, I probably would have hit closer, or not, I would have been well into the 5-figure range, 6-figure range of last season. But Tyler Warren had a 17 catch, 217-yard, 3-touchdown game against USC that knocked me. Well, I was nuts first place by like 25 points, and then watched him just catch shovel pass after shovel pass into me fucking dropping.
The glory of college football days, man. Well, sweet, dude. Thanks for filling us all in. Like we said, we go way back, but we haven't spoken on the airwaves in a really, really long time. So stoked to pick your brain. Let's get into it, man. Let's talk some rookie wide receivers. I think any rookie wide receiver discussion currently being had has to start with Travis Hunter. So let's go there. What do you make of Travis Hunter, the athlete, and how do you think that translates to Liam Cohen's offense over there in Jacksonville?
So everybody's going to say you can't do it. That's just the reality. There is no history. There is nothing we can look at with this particular skill set. People want to go back to Charles Woodson, Champ Bailey, different things. He is a head and shoulders better receiver than both of them, and it's not even remotely close. Those two could have been great receivers. Travis Hunter is top flight receiver in this past year's draft. Like, as a Carolina Panthers fan, I like Tevin McMillan a lot. Travis Hunter does things on a football field that doesn't make sense. He floats. Like there's a bunch of clips of him just jumping, and it feels like he stays in the air.
That's true. When are you coming down, dude?
Yeah. Like, he has a knack for not just getting the football, but also he identifies what coverage is being played. It's the corner instinct in him. He knows the soft spots. He is studying the defense playbook and the offensive playbook. Like, as far as like what to make, I'm in on it. I don't know if the ADP of his is something, an underdog, I should say, that I've been able to get a lot of. Yeah. However, I think this is going to work. I think I'm rooting for this to be a unicorn player because it just makes the sport a lot cooler. Like, every week we have this guy. Like, Shohei Ohtani is great for baseball.
Yeah.
Watching him do something weird, just abnormal, and we're like, what is going on? Like, he's going to have games where he picks 6 Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson and then also catches 2 touchdowns against the Colts. And that's fucking cool. Like, that's just awesome. Like, I can't wait to see the progression of him. I can't wait to see how many offensive snaps he plays. Everybody talks about the percentage of snaps with him. He's not going to play 100%. That's fine. As long as he's I think his full time is going to be receiver. I think his part time is going to be corner, because they're going to be putting him in once they take a big lead, because once you take the big lead, he's going to come out on offense. Like, I think that's the structure that they're going to use with it, and it's going to be just really cool to see week 1.
That's something I haven't seen talked a lot about is like this isn't like a binary outcome, I don't think. I don't
Yeah.
think you can say like he's going to play 65% of the offensive snaps like throughout the whole year. Like this is
Yeah.
probably going to be game flow dependent week to week. And when
Should
we
be.
look at this team in totality, they're probably going to have to score some points this year. So I don't see them like blowing a ton of teams out, although it is the AFC South. But at the same time, like I'm okay betting on the upside that he has. Like they're probably on the flip side of that coin. There's probably going to be weeks where he's playing 85% of the offensive snaps, and that probably equates to a 95% route participation rate. So in a game like best ball, man, like I never thought he was overpriced. I thought he was probably closer to appropriately priced, and now he's fallen almost a full round since early on in the offseason, and the price is a lot more palatable. So I will have some shots there. I think there's definite upside.
No, I definitely built some. I believe early on, I felt comfortable building, like in the back end of the first, building a Travis Hunter or Trevor Lawrence team, where it's like, how does he get unlocked? It's through Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter. Like, this is, and also you could take a shot on Dimey Brown if you don't get the Brian Thomas. Like, Dimey Brown and Travis Hunter could both work. Like, Dimey Brown's probably one of the more underrated players of the all season because they actually went out and paid him.
Like, $9 million.
Yeah, and his role actually makes sense.
He got more than Keenan Allen.
Well, he just, I look at it and I'm like, this dude's going to play the boundary, and that's he was winning on the boundary all playoff long. Is it a bat against some bad teams? Sure, that's fair. He did not win against the Eagles. He's not playing the Eagles every week. He's playing in the Texans are probably the only team that I'd be remotely like, it's probably not going to be a spike week for him. But then you go into the Colts, that's a spike week.
Yeah.
You go into the Titans. Yeah, that's a spike week. L'Jarius Steed's going to follow Brian Thomas around. This is going to be an easy spike week for that. So it's like there's an easy way to stack them. But Travis Hunter is someone that I feel like the discourse has like been so focused on trying to figure out why it's going to fail, and it's not focused at all of like this dude. Yeah, he's not going to be in when the other team's running the ball. Like there's no reason to. He's not a great tackler. He's a corner. Like,
yeah, I think I've seen the argument of like, how's this guy? Even who was it? It was Devontae Adams who was like, this guy's going to have to go tackle Derrick Henry. I was like, really?
I mean, early on in games he will. But if the Ravens go up, 17 points, that's not going to be his job. His job's going to go be score points. Like that's just who he is. And I mean, he's a dog. Like, I don't know. I think he's going to work. I want to see it. I'm hoping it looks cool. I hope it doesn't look any good week one as a Panthers fan, but I hope going past week one, it'll be a lot of fun. He'll be an intriguing option in week one DFS just because of the fact that JC Horn's going to go cover Brian Thomas
BTJ,
if we travel. If we travel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we will. We'll probably stick to cover 3, which is just
even
bad.
then we expect a little bit. We expect probably a hefty slot snap rate too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you should avoid the major corners in the league.
Yeah.
I like that you brought up. I like that you talked to the how he interacts with some of the other pieces of this Jacksonville Jaguars wide receiver core. I think the field tends to be so binary in how they're viewing this very enigmatic player. It's like, I have to be in or I have to be out. Well, it's like, no, like on this roster, you could be in. On the next roster, you could take like a De'Ami Brown, because like we talked about, there might be weeks where we're seeing a muted offensive snap rate for Travis Hunter, and it's De'Ami Brown who's kind of stepping into the limelight a little bit. So I think that he is extremely enigmatic, and it's this natural stance to take is like, I have to be in or out on a guy like this. And it's like, well, not necessarily the case, man.
Yeah, no, to me, I try not to be as flag planted in my take as I possibly can, because I want to go through the ebbs and flows of the football season. Because if you can't adapt in what we do, then you get crushed. Like your priors do not mean anything once everything starts going. You'll never see me try to like flag plant, like, oh, look at this, look at me. Like in June, I was very high on X, Y, and Z. Like I think Neil just posted a cool one of like, I'm tired of like the this is my guy for every single player in the
Yeah,
league.
I
Pick
saw
5 dudes that you have a big gap, and I was like, oh, this is fun. I like this one.
Yeah, this actually means something.
Yeah, this is like true. Like, yeah, no, I like Calvin Ridley over. I forgot who I put for that. I like Calvin and Jalen Waddle way over some of the guys that they were taking or getting taken ahead of them.
Yeah, you were talking about Garrett Wilson. Was it him?
No, I was Worthy, Xavier Worthy.
Okay.
I don't understand. I do understand that Xavier Worthy's going high. He had a big Super Bowl, and he's very fast. But I don't see 150 targets, and I see maybe 112, probably around there, if that. And like he's going to get deep targets, but Mahomes wasn't good throwing deep last year. I hope I think Mahomes will be great at one point with it, but like the 2016 Mahomes is not walking through those doors. Like that's just not happening. So.
I dig it, man. Now we got to backtrack a little bit, at least based on where these players are being drafted in best ball drafts. And we got to go to the hometown hero here, the Tataroa McMillan. He's an extremely polished wide receiver coming out of college. How do you think his game translates to the NFL level?
I'll say this, as a Panthers fan, I was not thrilled taking him over Jalen Walker. It is not, and I like him as a prospect a lot. I don't think this is one of the top tier prospects, and he's showing out in camp. I hope it translates to the field. To me, the Panthers offense is going to be played a lot like basketball, where it's going to be a point guard and just getting the ball to your playmakers. If he is winning, he's going to be getting the ball a lot. If he is not winning, they're going to go to Xavier Legette. This offense, for me as a Panthers fan, it's going to be so tough to predict. It's going to be so week to week is going to be so insanely difficult just because of that fact, where Tet, I think, is the number one receiver. But Adam Thielen could lead the team in targets. Xavier Legette could lead the team in, GAC. Like, there's a lot of roles for these guys. Jalen Coker, Jimmy Horn's been really crushing it throughout camp, and he's someone from a speed perspective that none of those guys have. Like, I think this Panthers offense, it's going to be, Tet's been drafted really high from when him and Travis Hunter, I felt like we're going back and forth for a little bit there. I think if they fall a little bit, I'll be more, or Travis, you said fell. I haven't drafted NFL in probably like 2 weeks. I usually take a break from that and then take it towards the end of the season or end of training camp, just because I want to see how everybody fell. But Tet, someone that I think could be the one. I don't think it's like locked in that he's getting this high target share. If he's going to, that means he's probably one of the best rookie receivers in the, like, not best rookie receivers, but having that, top tier rookie receiving year that we want. But this offense is going to be played through a lot of different pieces. I do know that early on, I expect him to get a lot of targets just because of Dave Canales' comments, very similar to Deontay Johnson, where Deontay Johnson was just getting a ton of targets. But I love what I've seen from Xavier Legette. The progression that dude's made from year 1 to year 2 is exactly what I wrote up when I first scouted him, exactly what I saw throughout last season. He was getting open. He had a wrist injury. He didn't catch the ball a few times. It happens. It's a rookie receiver. This year, he's taken that next step. And then you have Adam Thielen, who's just like, Adam Thielen's so good at football. Like, I don't know if this is like cut and dry. This guy's like going to get 10 targets a week, or 8 to 10 targets a week. This is probably someone who's going to have spike weeks, but I think there's going to be games where you're like, why did he only get 3 targets? And like, well, they ran for 170 because the O-line's getting $1 bajillion a year and they were winning in the trenches. And then Bryce Young decided that he was going to throw to Thielen Legette today and take a deep shot to Jalen Coker, who's another guy that is so young, so talented. Just, I don't know what role all these guys are going to have. And it's like, we might play 5 to 6 receivers a week. Like, it wouldn't shock me to see something of that happening. Even though it's weird with rhythm, it's like, it just makes sense. Oh, and Hunter Renfrow. I forgot Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah, he's like Thielen backup.
Yeah, he's been incredible.
Yeah.
Dude, like knowing that he had this significant disease that like costed him, 40 pounds. It's like, yeah, that's probably why he wasn't able to play well. And then all of a sudden he gets it all figured out and squared away. And like, he's destroying people in one-on-ones. And I know it's one-on-ones, it's a joke, but like the Panthers haven't really had one-on-one winners besides Adam Thielen for much time. like that's been our one-on-one guy. So it's a really tough receiving core that I think it's not that people can't take Tet. It's that the range of outcomes for him I think are a lot more negative than people are kind of giving it credit, just because he was such a high draft capital pick.
Yeah, and he's firmly entrenched in the fourth round of best ball drafts. He's come up about a little less than a round over the last couple months. So definitely a steep price to pay there. It's interesting to get your perspective on that. Hopefully that helps some listeners out. Let's go to kind of the opposite situation. We're going to go over to Tampa Bay. We have Chris Godwin. We still don't know when he's going to be good. Does he start the season on the PUP list? Does he avoid it and not be ready for week 1? And then there's still, I mean, he had a significant injury. We're looking at 4 to 6 week probably ramp up time before he's back playing his normal snap rate, route participation rate, all that stuff. Enter Emeka Egbuka. How do you see his game? Kind of a similar question here. How do you think it translates to this new system in Tampa Bay?
He's the most polished wide receiver coming out of the draft in quite some time. And it's not in the terms of like the Jamar Chases, Justin Jeffersons, where they're just superior players, but also cerebral. He is, like, for example, this is a fun story. Notre Dame, Ohio State natty. He's the one who told the coach, the staff, if they show cover 0, Jeremiah's one-on-one on the outside, go there. A senior in a natty tight game saying something like that and having the like, oh, go to him. Like, this is the best opportunity for us to win here. Leadership quality is through the roof. He's been a Brian Hartline guy for multiple years. Like, getting trained by that has produced Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Marvin Harrison, Jameson Williams had multiple years with him. JSN is another guy. This is one of those level cerebral players, and with Godwin not being healthy, he's going to have a significant role early on, and it's going to be one of those situations where, like, he's probably not getting taken off the field.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to be too good to take off the field because he is everything a veteran quarterback loves in a receiver, and he's doing it as a rookie. Like, Baker Mayfield gloats about how good
he's been talking him up.
He should. He knows. He sees that this kid knows football at a level that not many rookie receivers come in knowing. And that's because of the education that he's getting from Brian Hartline. That's the Ohio State way. That is how all these guys are coming in balling. To me, I'd rather take Egbuka at price versus Ted. It's night and day. And I know that Egbuka has a ton of competition in my head. And obviously, Mike Evans is probably going to be the guy. Got it. But, like, Mike Evans at his age, Chris Godwin with his health, like, they drafted him in the first round knowing they had Jalen McMillan on the roster, who I like Jalen McMillan quite a bit. He's a good dude. Like, he's a good receiver. I thought he was better than Jalen Polk coming out of Washington, and that's turned out to look great. But problem is he's probably not going to get on the field as his fourth receiver just because of the fact that they converted him to a position that he can't thrive in. He could play, but he can't thrive in. Thriving would be a lot. Like, he would be thriving more so in the Chris Godwin role or different things like that. But yeah, I love Egbuka this year. He's someone in my like home league that I'm hoping to get just because like it's uncertainty at the position. It's scary because you see Godwin and Mike Evans. You're like, how can he get targets? And it's like, what if he's just better than Godwin? Wouldn't surprise me this year.
Yeah.
Like, what if Mike Evans misses weeks because he's getting older and he's tore his hamstring twice. Like, I'm pretty sure he had like surgery on his hamstring twice. Yeah. Like, I don't cheer for injury. None of that ever happens. Never something that really goes deeply into my analysis, but this guy's going to have a role early on that's going to be heavily targeted. And if you find connection and rhythm, you keep connection and rhythm. You don't break that up, even though you're bringing in a vet. It would be better for Chris Godwin to be great in the playoffs than Chris Godwin to be great in week 10. Like, they would much rather work him into a role than necessarily bring him back and push him into, hey, you're getting now 12 targets a week, first week back. No, it's going to be probably Egbuka and Mike Evans for quite some time.
With the new scheme in town, I say new, we're probably going to see a little bit of carryover here in the offensive scheme. Yeah. Do you think that that's going to influence their 11 personnel rates now that they have like 3 bona fide ballers once Chris Godwin is back? You think that shifts him into the slot at a higher rate?
I think so. The only problem with right now in the beginning of the year without Godwin is Tristan Wirfs is down. So it's like, I think they might go 12 early on in the season. And then as soon as Godwin switches back, they just go heavy rates of 11, as long as Wirfs is okay. Because it's like you want the extra blocker for 10. But also in our division, Panthers, Falcons, and Saints, their pass rushes are not exactly threatening. So they might be able to get away with 11 early on in season 2, to be honest. If they, oh no, we don't play Tampa till late in the year.
Yeah.
But regardless, from a 11 personnel, I don't know if it'll start that way, but I think it'll go that way as soon as Godwin's coming back, which is, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. And it keeps him on the field, like you said.
Yeah.
I am also extremely high in Emeka. I was not drafting him earlier when his ADP was a lot more depressed, which was annoying for me to have to catch up, because that was a situation that I had to make up for. So I've been kind of just hammering him now where he's going, and he's up about 2 rounds in ADP. So it was just a situation where, like you said, like, we have to be fluid. I was wrong, and I need to make up for that right freaking now. And yeah, I've been hammering him where he's going right now. Anything else? Oh, by the way, is with Emeka there in Tampa Bay?
No, the new OC doesn't truly concern me because he's promoted within. We'll see it once the season starts. And also promoted within, they drafted him in the first round. He probably got a little bit of a say, so probably a little bit more bullish for Egbuka in that regard.
I love it, dude. Let's talk about now my hometown hero, another guy who's getting rave reviews out of camp. He's getting rave reviews from his quarterback, Mr. Jordan Love. We got to talk about Matthew Golden, man. I personally expect him to, or I should frame it like this. I personally expect the Packers to not want to change Jaden Reed's role too much. To me, Matthew Golden is a more nuanced wide receiver that they can have play, obviously, a more Z-type downfield role. We have Romeo Doubs, who's going to be on the field almost every snap because he kind of just does everything well in that traditional X-type wide receiver role. And he's a great blocker. He's a plus. What does that mean to me? And we're kind of getting reports backing this up, is like Jaden Reed is probably still this like specialized type player, extreme per target upside. But that has me thinking like Matthew Golden, where he's currently going, which is now settled in right around Emeka. So it's kind of difficult for me to get exposure to both, but I've been trying to get exposure to both these guys. How do you see Matthew Golden, how he fits in there with LaFleur's offense in Green Bay?
So first off, I need to start with, I hate his number. And like having his number just prevents him from being good. I knew you would. That just has to prevent him from being good. What is you doing, baby? He's just got to have a normal number. But again, as a player and a playmaker, yeah, no, you're right. Like I think he's gonna outsnap Jaden Reed. Mm-hmm. Like they're a weird team. I feel like they have such good pieces, like such a good personnel grouping where like it wouldn't surprise me if they lived in 12, because Luke Musgrave is still very good at football, and so is Tucker Kraft. Tucker Kraft has taken over him, but Luke Musgrave and him, that is a good 12 personnel grouping to do a lot of great things. And with 12, Golden's going to be on the field over Jaden Reed. Dobbs, you're right. No, he's not leaving the field. Some of the catches I've seen him make this camp is like, wow. And that's someone who, like, he quit on the team during the season last year for a week. That was really fun, and then came back and was somewhat good. Like they're a situation where I don't know if I'll buy into Matthew Golden, and it has nothing to do with his talent. It has nothing to do with it's just a situation around Green Bay where it's like I feel less concerned with Egbuka's role in a Godwin Mike Evans offense, which sounds wild, than I do in an offense that like Dontavian Wicks is on the bench. Romeo Doubs is going to get target. They're going to run the ball a ton. Matthew Golden, I think, will be a guy that I'll probably regret not having in the playoffs, because I think that's when it's just like all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, okay, cool. Like he's obviously not going. He's going to be on the field early on, and you're going to see some growing pains from him as a rookie receiver. At Texas, he's kind of used to rotating, so he's probably not going to care. At Texas, like they rotated the receivers. They played like 5 or 6. It was so frustrating for DFS. So he's kind of used to that aspect of it. I will say, coming from Steve Sarkisian's offense, like I have no problem with him understanding where he's supposed to be, what he's supposed to be doing, alignment-wise, like all that. He's been coached by an NFL guy for a total of a year. He transferred over from Houston. He was the number 2 at Houston to Tank Dell, which is pretty wild back in those days. But I don't know if I'm in. I'm not necessarily out. I just don't know if I will be taking in that round. Like you said, Egbuka goes around there. And I feel like during that time period, I take probably the running backs in that range if I'm off the top of my head. Maybe a tight end. But Golden has a ton of upside. It's just a matter of, one, his number sucks. That's the biggest thing that needs to fix. I can't stand it. 22 is just not. It just can't be a receiver. It just can't. Do it. Need to fix that.
One thing I think about this Packers team is we kind of look at like how they are constructed. And I think it might be a very, very different team overall than we've seen in previous seasons. We saw them get better against the run last year after the change in defensive coordinator. And now they, Stokes is no longer here. We lost Jair Alexander. We're bringing in Keyshawn Nixon and Xavier McKinney last year, Nate Hobbs this year. But if you look at like how this defensive roster is constructed, it's kind of forward back now, where it used to be extremely the opposite way, where it was back forward. So I think we're going to be stronger against the run. I think we're going to force teams to pass against us a little bit more. And I think that Jordan Love is going to take a step forward. There were recent reports where he wants to scramble more. He wants to keep drives alive with his legs. And I think we're going to see a little bit more neutral to positive pass rate over expectation as compared to last year when Jordan Love got hurt. So some very interesting dynamics with this team. I think wide range of outcomes, but I am buying Matthew Golden, especially in best ball, for that late season upside. Any other, by the way, is there with Golden in Green Bay?
No, I mean, you're right with Jordan Love in the pass rate. The one thing that I try to always do is remember why a season went the way it went. Mm-hmm. So like Jordan Love's season was washed, to be honest. Like to me, it's like I don't care about last year's numbers for Jordan Love at all. Yeah. He wasn't healthy. He probably wasn't healthy all season long, and he had like a big injury. Like it was not an injury that a quarterback normally played through. And then he re-aggravated it against the Jaguars. I remember he burned me on that week. And again, it's like his season last year to me was a throwaway. And like what we saw was it the first time you guys played the Vikings, where you're down by like 30 at halftime, and then
it was week 1
way back.
yeah
like that type of, I mean, and your secondary could be that bad, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And if it is, then you're in that type of situation for a quarterback that like he threw for 400 yards. Like he threw a pick six and different things, but he threw for like 400 yards in that game. Jane Reed
pick six is fine. It's just more volume.
Yeah, just like you get back on the field, get back going, dude.
Go.
You lose a point and keep going. Now we're losing more. So no, I do like the call of him passing a lot more this year, to be honest. I think about it more.
In division, let's go over to the Chicago Bears. We got Luther Burden coming into a crowded pass-catching core. They also obviously spend a first-round draft pick on a tight end. How do you see Luther Burden mixing in with obviously a new scheme with Ben Johnson in town? What do you see with that? I mean, it's kind of loaded, crowded pass-catching core now.
So this is going to be a tough year for Ben Johnson because he's rewiring his quarterback. Like that's where this starts.
It's a very interesting fit for me.
It has it is, but it's like one of those things that like Mahomes. Andy Reid spent a year rewiring Mahomes. Mm-hmm. Mahomes right now, he does a lot of the same stuff at Texas Tech, but he's a lot different in a lot of other aspects. He's a lot more consistent in a lot of different things. Ben Johnson right now, everything I've seen from camp, I love. Dude's getting, aggressive with players. He's demanding. Yeah. And if your players can't respond to that, they shouldn't be playing in the NFL. This is not a league that, should be looked at as like, you can't take hard coaching. Luther Burden's someone that needed hard coaching, someone that needed to be fell. I saw like the reason he fell was a lot of attitude related to my knowledge. Again, I've never met him. I don't know if any of this is true, but I do see a 5-star kid that chose Missouri from the jump, was getting 120 touches a year, running the ball, catching the ball, throwing the ball for Missouri. And I see someone that like was hyper targeted, and it felt like every game they had to get in the ball, which is good. That's a good thing to have. It just felt like some of the times from what you hear from coaches are like, yeah, he was money ball and he needed everything to go his way. Now he's going to the NFL where he's not the most talented player in the team. Colson Loveland is going to be intriguing because Colson Loveland is probably going to, like, if they decide to go 12 with Cole Kmet, I think just got hurt, but if they do, if he's back, then Luther probably doesn't see the field. I mean, I don't think he gets over DJ Moore or Rowan Dunze, but it's like, I don't know if it's going to happen in the beginning. I think Luther's going to be someone that develops later. He missed a ton of training camp time with an injury. He missed a ton of start of this with the last few weeks with injury. It doesn't feel like he's going to that price. It feels like he's a little overpriced for that, where it's like, we don't know if he's going to play a lot early on. And if he does, like, he hasn't really worked with the offense. Like, that is a huge thing. Like, he's also not knowing where to line up, not running the right route. Like, there's a lot of bad right now with him. And I think he could be in a situation that Ben Johnson had year one, where Ben Johnson didn't start calling plays till the end of the season for the Lions. Who resurged when that happened? Amon-Ra. If he gets it, I think their plan is to play him like Amon-Ra. And if they plan to play him like Amon-Ra St. Brown, he will do fucking numbers in best ball and everything. Like, he will do extremely well. I don't know if he's ready to be Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I don't think Caleb Williams is ready to be Jared Goff right now. I think both of them, it's going to be a little bit of a develop. I think the Bears offense is going to be bad for the first probably 4 to 5 weeks of the season. And then I think there's going to be a time where they start to figure out what works. They start to commit to it. And once that happens, I think this team will be a very, very high potent offense. It's just going to take time because the fit it's not natural. Yeah. It's not a natural fit. And like, they're not going to be able to turn Caleb's clock back until multiple games of reps. Like, practice is practice. I don't care about the clips of him not being able to throw in the freaking little that doesn't matter. So it's a quarterback competition that tells you nothing about football. Like, I am concerned with Caleb Williams in the role that he's going to be asked to play, but I do believe the more repetitions he gets, he's going to excel in it. And Ben Johnson, as long as he's patient with that, I think they'll be a good team this year.
Dude, I got really nothing to add to that. It's going to take time.
It's like, I don't know if I can take him at the ADP, but like, if you can have, in a fantasy league, if you're stashing him on the bench, I like Luther Burden a lot. Yeah. As long as you're dominant, you shouldn't be questioning whether he should be in your lineup if you're taking him, in my opinion. Like, he can't be someone that you depend on early on. He's got to be a stash and just wait and just hope that, like, I think a post bye week, I don't know when their bye week is, but a post bye week breakout wouldn't surprise me. Like, he's someone that DJ Moore and Romo Dunze are going to be the 1-2 for a while. I think their plan is to funnel DJ Moore out, and I think they're going to move him this offseason, personally. That's just that's a personal call from my end.
I dig it, man. I got really nothing to add there. Let's shift gears. Let's go back to the AFC. We got 2 rookies coming in to Houston, who also brings in Christian Kirk. How do you see that kind of depth chart shaken out to start the year?
I think Christian Kirk holds the slot role, which is going to push Jalen Noel into not playing a lot. Jalen Noel, once he gets on the field, everyone's like, oh my God, he's so fast and he's good. I think he's eventually just going to take it over. But Jaden Higgins is a receiver that I'm excited about. Yeah. Everything I'm seeing from him is very, very good, like very high level stuff. I got to see him at the Senior Bowl. I got to talk to both of them, actually. Jaden Higgins, big. He's a big dude. That is not a normal size at receiver. What he is going to allow to happen is Nico Collins to be a little bit more functional, because Nico Collins doesn't have to be the guy taking on press coverage. He can actually motion a little bit if he wants. I think
talk dirty to me.
Yeah, I'm all the way in on Nico Collins. I have him personally as my wide receiver 4. That's obviously very, very bullish, and I've drafted him plenty in the late end and middle to late ends of the rounds. I think Jaden Higgins, from a fantasy perspective, he's probably going to be more real life good than he is going to be for fantasy. Like, I think he's going to open a lot of things for Nico on top of Christian Kirk for a little bit and Jalen Noel. But I think once he gets used to some of the press coverage, or if he doesn't face a team that gives him a lot of press and allows him to start running, I think he's going to be great. Towards a red zone, like, he could kind of have the TD variance go his favor, because you're going to double Nico, and that means one-on-one. And I think Stroud's going to trust this dude in the end zone from what I'm seeing in clips. Like, fade routes might be back, even though they're not very efficient. But regardless, like, this is a rookie that I wouldn't. Jalen Noel, I'm not really taking at all. I don't necessarily see that being a good enough role even towards the end of the season, because I don't think he's going to have the chemistry that Jaden Higgins will have. I'll take Jaden Higgins where he's going, and Nico. I'm not touching Kirk or Jalen Noel. I think their bowl is going to be kind of squashed together, while Jaden Higgins and Nico will probably be 1A, 1B, or not 1A, 1B, 1 and 2 towards the end of that season.
This is also a team that I think might start slow. We have significant offensive personnel turnover, particularly on the offensive line. It's probably going to take some time to gel. We have Nick Caley coming in as a play caller, replacing Bobby Slowick. How do you have the same feel here, or are you just kind of high on pass catchers, low on the run game?
I love Nick Caley. Have you heard the story about him when he was in college?
Do tell.
Oh my God. Dude, this guy was in a Division III school, coaching for, I forgot what team it was. He was a GA assistant to the OC. So basically his role is like getting guys on the playbook, like teaching them the play and how to say it and everything. And then back in the time he was a GA, he played NCAA was out. And you could create plays in NCAA, the video game. Mm-hmm. And you used to have those memory cards and PS2s, and you could copy the playbook. He made the playbook in NCAA.
What?
And then copied it for the team. I know starting slow, obviously it might actually be starting slow. This team knew their entire playbook before August hit. Because these kids were just playing the game.
Playing video games, yeah.
Yeah, they're just playing video games, just learning the playbook.
No shit, that's hilarious.
So this dude, just the way he thinks and from what I've seen, I'm very bullish. I think he's going to get Nico Collins the ball a ton in creative ways. I think this is, like, I'm afraid of their O-line. There's no way to be excited about the O-line. I just know at least it's different, because last year, from week 1, I texted my buddy Jeff, and I was like, they can't pick up a stunt. This is a problem.
Yeah.
Week 11, still couldn't do it. In the playoffs, guess what Chris Jones and company were doing? They were just doing a simple stunt. They could not pick it up the entire season. Like, Bobby Slowick could not. The O-line coach and Bobby Slowick were a massive failure in that regard. And it was a simple pass off. All you had to do is pass it off. And like, I saw a highlight from Landon Dickerson in the Super Bowl. There was some plays that man went, like, there was a play where Chris Jones shot out. So basically he shot out for the DN to loop back in, and Dickerson was committed to blocking Chris Jones. So he kind of like overextended, leaving a huge gap between him and the center. And he like punched Chris Jones, spun off of it into blocking
I remember that.
Off the edge, or I think it was. And I'm like, the Texans would pay $1 bajillion to have anything of that sort. So with Nick Caley, if he can get the O-line right, the weapons on this team are insane. I think Nick Chubb's going to be fine. I think everybody's overreacting to Miko Ryans' comments of like, he's not the player he used to be. Like, no, Nico's he's just giving us nonsensical coach speak, man. That's all he's doing. Like, this team, the Texans team, if their O-line can be figured out to be adequate, not the Eagles, adequate, that's probably a 13-win team. Like, they're just loaded. CJ Stroud in best ball drafts is disgustingly priced to me. I cannot believe he's as low as he is, and I understand how bad he was last year. That was the overcorrection on that is just nuts to me. Dude was going like 5th round last year, 6th round. I felt like he was going up there because of his rookie season. Maybe I think he was
quarterback 6 or 7. Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, he's going as like what, quarterback 25 now, 24. It's like he should be like quarterback to me like 14, 15. Like, I don't know why Jared Goff's going so much higher. Mm-hmm. Like, talent wise, I don't know.
We saw it in CJ Stroud's rookie year. He was overcoming a lot of deficiencies in situational tendencies. Like, and we talked about it. We've talked about it before. Like,
that was our first year.
Yeah. Bobby Slowick, man, was not it. We can't say is anymore. Was not it.
Yeah.
But that's gone. Nick Caley enters the room. So yeah, I'm bullish on this team. I want to get your quick take. I know this is a rookie wide receiver show.
Okay.
I want to get your quick take on Joe Mixon.
I don't know if he's healthy. Like,
I'm
not touching him. I'm not touching him with a pole. Like, I don't want, like, the fact that he's like, yeah, like, we're just, we'll see week 1. It's like, that's not a player I needed week 1 to see. Like, this is a player who it's nagging injury after nagging injury through his entire career. Like, entirety is the potential of Joe Mixon has always outweighed what Joe Mixon has been. Like, Joe Mixon has been a very good running back in the NFL. If his injuries were not the way they were, he probably would have been a great running back. We'd probably be talking about it in a way different light. But it's just nagging injury after nagging injury. I think he was going to kind of split a little bit of work anyways with Nick Chubb. Not like Nick Chubb got paid a ton, but I think both of them would have gotten on the field because I think both of them in pass pro would do wonders for them. Like we talk about bad O-line. How do you fix bad O-line? You just go into situations where you can help with pass protection. You bring in 7 guys to block and you let your receivers win. And Nico Collins and Jaden Higgins, I think, can win off that. But again, it's I don't want him. I just can't draft it. And if he burns me, he burns me. But we do talk about, the O-line is new. And then 2, it's like he's never been efficient. Like Joe Mixon struggled with efficiency his whole career. And is he going to get 25 touches to overcome it this year? And it's like, can he handle 25 touches to overcome it this year? And I just don't see it.
All right. Sorry for the detour. I had to ask. We were talking about him. Let's see. I don't even know. Do we talk about Trey Harris now with Keenan Allen coming to town? What do you see there with Trey Harris in Los Angeles?
The other rookies probably just as annoying too. Keandre Lambert-Smith's been really good. The thing is, I actually buy Keandre Lambert-Smith. Like, I watched the dude at Auburn. I played in week 1 in DFS. I thought he was going to be a very, very good player, but Peyton Thorne is really bad at football because Peyton Thorne also, fun fact, back when he was a sophomore at Michigan State, Jaden Reed, Keon Coleman, Jalen Naylor, and Kenneth Walker Jr. was the weapons at Michigan State for one season. Talk about just loaded with NFL players. Like, Jalen Naylor is not the household name, but the dude is good at playing receiver. Yeah. And Keandre Lambert-Smith is a guy that like Trey Harris, I was excited about if he could get, one-on-one on the outside, and he probably still does, but now it's like Keenan's there. Like, Keenan and Ladd are going to just get a ton of freaking targets, and there's no reason why they shouldn't. I think Keandre Lambert-Smith and Trey Harris might even kind of rotate a little bit. Like, Lambert-Smith brings him a speed element that Trey Harris does not. Trey Harris is more of a win on the outside, win your one-on-one matchup type of guy, because that's what we saw at Ole Miss. I still think he's going to be developing because it's like they put him in a similar role Gabe Davis was at with UCF, because Levy's influence on Kiffin was showcased to me with the way that Kiffin's offense now runs, where it isolates the boundary in these super wide splits. So Trey Harris was a guy that was going to be a developmental piece for me this year. Like, he's a very good prospect, but developmental is what I was going to be kind of looking at. And if he got one-on-one, he's probably going to win. Now it's like they're just going to target Keenan Allen, and Ladd, I don't really want him, and I don't really want him at price at all right now. Yeah,
I'm kind of the same, seeing the same things. We're going to go immediately. We didn't need to talk about that too long. We're going to go immediately to what we're going to end the show with, and that's over in Tennessee, because we've got a slew of rookie pass catchers there, and a rookie quarterback to throw them the football. You were telling me a quick story about Cam. I want to hear that story again. Talk to me a little bit about Cam first, and then we'll go into some of his rookie pass catchers. Obviously, Alekio Manor, Xavier Restrepo, and some other guys they still have there. Chimere Dike as well. Talk to me a little bit about that whole situation. We'll start with Cam.
Cam is one of the most mature rookies we've ever seen. And what I mean by this is when he got to Miami, Lamar Jackson was throwing down here in South Florida. Cam Ward was going to throw. And Xavier Restrepo, and I think it was Jacoby George, I'm not sure exactly what receivers were there, but they were going to catch passes from Lamar Jackson. And Cam Ward was going to throw, and Cam Ward called them up and was like, why aren't you guys coming here? And he's like, well, Lamar asked us, he's like, is he going to be throwing you the ball next year? Because I don't think so. And if you want the ball, you're going to come here. So that type of attitude is what he instilled day one in the University of Miami. He just led the top 5 offense ever in college football, for Power 4. This was one of the best offenses And how many receivers got drafted? Elijah Arroyo was the only one, the tight end technically. Not a single receiver got drafted. This was one of the best offenses, not because of the run game, but because Cam Ward was doing things that were special. It is a special, special player, and they were a special, special team. They did not get the national spotlight because they choked against Syracuse with a 21-point lead. Their defense was one of the worst ever that I've seen in the University of Miami. Nobody talks about this kid as the number 1 overall pick, and now he gets to the Titans, and they're throwing things at him that is just not normal for a rookie receiver or quarterback to take. And he is going to get coached. He is open to being a better player. Like the quote that has gone public or viral of like, my dad gets up at 4:30 in the morning for a job he doesn't like to do. Like, who am I if I can't get up at 4:30 to go study football and get better at football? Football's my job, and I love it.
Doing it. Yeah.
Like that's the mentality. Like he has a different approach to football. And I think the NFL is going to regret not giving them one primetime game. That's just absurd and such a slap in the face to the number 1 overall pick to me. Like, this is a dude that I fully believe in. I think he's going to be a special player in the NFL. And he's been getting to this facility at 4:35 a.m. He's been the first one there. During the summer, when it's rookie minicamp, that's when the rookies were coming in. And he was getting the receivers, tight ends. You better be there. And Xavier Restrepo is one of the hardest working people I know. I actually got to coach the kid when he was not fully coached, but help out with a lot of different things when he was 7, 8. His dad used to say he's going to the league at 7 to 8 years old, and he was a small kid then. I mean, joking around like there's no chance. Watching what he is now, the dude's work ethic is through the roof. I know people got to go to his draft party. Obviously, it sucked that he didn't get drafted, but I know like the work ethic, and he chose the Titans for Cam, and their connection is there, and it is very, very real. And it's like these rookies are taking like Cam and the rookies during the time, they're truly diving into every single day. They're buying into him, and now he's got him. Then you have this group showing up at 5 a.m. at the facility. Tyler Lockett, Calvin Ridley, Van Jefferson. All these other dudes respect the hell out of that, so they're all showing up now. It's like they're bought into Cam Ward at a level that they haven't seen. The throw that he made to Calvin Ridley during their fan fest, like if they pulled out a thing, they're like, use 3 words to describe what the season's going to be about, and he's like Calvin Ridley sidekick. Like he knows, like it from a perspective of being authentic. Cam Ward is one of the most authentic people I've seen at the quarterback position, and the work ethic he's going to have is just tremendous. I can't wait to see this Titans offense. I can't wait to watch him play because I think the NFL is going to regret it, and I think he's going to do things as a rookie quarterback that, like, the progression he's going to make with a team that the skill set's not fully there is going to be insane. He's going to throw picks. He's going to throw pick sixes. He's going to have some dumb plays. But the upside of what he's going to be every week, as long as these coaches are actually decent coaches, he's going to be a tremendous player.
As far as the personnel that they do have, there's a lot of reports that came out earlier this offseason that were, I think it was from a Titans beat reporter, that were like, Alek Eyomanor is the most natural, like X-type wide receiver on the roster. That makes sense when you're comparing him to Tyler Lockett, Van Jefferson. Do you think that he makes a play for early season snaps here?
I think he starts from day one. I think he is their X because I think it allows Calvin to function a lot better.
Yeah.
Like Calvin is not someone you want to be pressed at the line of scrimmage. It's he can get past it, but it throws off the rhythm of the route. You want Calvin to be moving. You want Tyler Lockett in the slot. Like I think those are going to be the 3. I don't think Van Jefferson starts. I think Xavier Restrepo makes the roster because I think he's going to do all the little things well, and he's been tremendous when it comes to work ethic and being on the field. I think the rookie I don't want to draft is Premier DK. I didn't see it in college. I don't know why they drafted him, but to be honest, it didn't make any sense.
Fairly significant draft capital too.
Yeah, Alek is someone that I do like a lot. Alek was a receiver that. One, he's going to get on the field. He blocks. He's the best blocking receiver I think I've seen ever coming out of college. And that says a lot about him. Like at Stanford, like he will throw people over. He actually is a part of the worst I don't know if I consider it a beat. Worst feeling that I've ever had playing college football DFS. Stanford, Colorado was playing 2 years ago. I was up in the contest. I faded a 87% owned running back that scored 2. And he was 8K. So my lineups were dominating the contest.
Mm-hmm.
Through 3 quarters, I'm up in first place by 40 points. In the third quarter of the final game, 1 minute left in the third quarter, Alec Amore catches a 67-yard touchdown. Okay, whatever. That's a big play. Whatever. Still up 30, 28, whatever it was. He finished. He went from 1 catch for 4 yards with 2:49 left in the third quarter. He finished with 11 catches for 311 yards and 3 touchdowns.
I remember this. You were venting to me about it.
In a quarter. Like, I was watching it just drop. Like, I don't, like, Travis Hunter was guarding him. Didn't matter. Like, he was just bullying people. It was so incredibly frustrating. It broke me, like, for a little bit. Not gonna lie, that was one of the worst, like, feelings, just watching and just sitting there. And I'm like, I faded an 87% owned guy that got 1 point. He was 8K. I did everything right. Like, I did everything right. I was very clear and adamant why I wanted to fade him, and I did. And Alec, it just didn't. Like, DFS last year for college football for me, Tyler Warren did me dirty so much. Alec did me dirty 2 years ago. He did not do me dirty this past year. I just didn't play him because he wasn't very good, and Stanford wasn't very good. Mm-hmm. But regardless, I don't think Alec's going to be a great fantasy contributor. I think at the round he's going in, he could give you a spike week or 2, which is all you're looking for at the time. I think Calvin's going to have 150 targets this year for the first time, and I think his career, to be honest. I don't know if Atlanta, he got up there with Julio, but I think the offense is going to funnel through Calvin, and then I think Tyler Lockett's going to fill in a little bit. But it's really intriguing to see what they do with these rookies. Alec will be the rookie I think plays the most year 1. Mm-hmm. I think Xavier Restrepo could be the guy that all of a sudden just has this, like, high reception role, because his work ethic and his ability to know where to get open is exceptional. He's an exceptional slot receiver. He, like, dude squats like 500 pounds, and he's tiny. Like, he just, like, he's small, but he is strong as hell, and I expect him to block pretty well. And again, Alec's going to get on the field and stay on the field because his blocking is exceptional.
Yeah, and
he also allows Ridley to play more motion and just be a little bit more free in the line of scrimmage.
I see a lot of Romeo Dobbs being the homer that I am in Alec Ayomanor, a guy that is just going to do a lot of the nitty gritty, dirty stuff, and potentially, earn a way to not leave the field just because he's doing all that extra stuff and doing it at a high level. Dude, this was a blast. I enjoyed catching up with you. I enjoyed hearing your takes on some of these spots. What I'm getting is draft Calvin Ridley, draft who else?
You got Calvin. Draft
Egbuka. Draft Egbuka.
Calvin. I'm not a fan. I'm okay with Ted. Ted's fine. As a Panthers, don't draft Matthew Golden. He's number 22. It's just not. It's not acceptable.
I'm drafting him. You can't make me.
No, that dude, it's not acceptable. You just can't. You can't do just number 22. Just can't be running or routes. They just can't. God, it's so frustrating. Like, why did he choose it? Why did he have to make me so frustrated? Like, I don't even care if he has a cool story.
What did he even say? It was about his age, or what was the backstory?
I don't remember. I just know it's dumb. I'm upset. And I'm just I'm not a big aesthetic guy in football, but that is one of them that blew. Like, I have a buddy that when we're playing NCAA, if I wear like the purple and orange unis for Clemson, he gets frustrated because it's not tradition. It's just like he needs tradition in his life, and like for me, he's like, I can't do it. Like he's not even on his board. Like you could not make him take Matthew Golden if it was round 12, 13, 14. Like he's just and I agree. I don't want to do it either. He is what it is, but appreciate you, Hilow. Definitely fun to talk football. It's been a while for me. This is probably the first show I've done in quite some time. Been a little quieter in the streets just because of baseball season and what I've got going on. And I've been following way too much college football tweets. Fun fact that you'll appreciate this one. There was a player I started drafting in round 20 in the first week of college football best ball coming out that has gone from round 20 to round 16, and other companies didn't have him ranked. And now all of a sudden have him ranked everywhere. And it's like, yes, I did it.
Yeah.
that is all I needed to do in my life. I just need one little wide receiver take.
Give me
that just
one.
goes through the roof.
Well, sweet, man. Again, if you're looking to follow Jordan, he's going to be working at Roto-Grinders this year again. His Twitter handle is Jordan Vanek DFS, and shoot him a DFM if you're interested in the pitch speed stuff. No promises, but that is really cool what you got going on over there. Again, man, thank you for coming on the show. OWS fam, until next time, we'll see you in those draft lobbies. Cannot wait to see you at the top of the boards. Hey.